Hi everyone. Today I'll be discussing the recent recall of Twin Sisters Creamery cheese products. This presentation will cover what happened, why it happened, the health risk involved, and the steps taken to prevent future incidents. My name is Yvette Flores, and I created this project to inform you about the recall. We'll look at the affected products, the contamination source, and its impact on consumers and businesses. These are some consumer perspectives. Seth believed unpasteurized cheese was safe, and Norma loved Twin Sisters blue cheese. Their comments highlight how consumer trust can be impacted by food safety issues. Later on, we'll interview these two members and get further inputs. So the recall involved Whitcomb blue cheese and farmhouse cheese. These were distributed between August 14th and October 14th, 2025 to retailers and restaurants in Colorado, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Peterson Company announced the recall on October 26, 2025, after a third-party lab detected contamination in their raw milk. About 3 cases were affected, mainly in Oregon and Washington, and the products were packaged in clear plastic wrap and widely distributed to consumers. This contamination was a biological hazard and caused by the Shiga toxin producing E. coli, also known as STEC, found in raw milk from local supplied Jersey cows. This strain poses serious health risk, especially for younger children, elderly individuals, and those with a weakened immune system. The recall was initiated by the Twin Sisters Creamery when they were notified about the presence of E. coli from a third-party lab. So consumers were advised to not eat the cheese, to discard it, disinfect surfaces it may have touched, and to seek medical attention if symptoms did occur. Businesses were told to stop selling, sanitize the stations, and to notify customers about possible contaminations. As a food safety student, we rely on HACCP, which stands for Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, to prevent problems before they happen in the food industry. After the recall, the creamery should review their critical control points, and this being the first critical control point focusing on environmental cleaning and verifying sanitation through reswabbing, deep cleaning, and holding products off until they are environmentally clear. The second control point should focus on controlling time and temperature to prevent bacteria from growing. We can also take preventative measures by enhancing raw milk testing programs, supplier corrective action programs, and employee retraining. So, what is E. coli and what are the symptoms that you should look out for? E. coli contamination can cause very serious symptoms like stomach cramps, vomiting, bloody diarrhea, and in severe cases, kidney damage known as HUS. HUS stands for hemolytic uremic syndrome, and this affects young children, elderly individuals, and immunocompromised persons. Symptoms can appear as early as to 1 to 10 days after eating the contaminated cheese. This is why controlling raw milk hazards is so important. The main health issue is that people were exposed to a dangerous biological hazard. This type of E. coli can cause severe illness, especially in higher risk groups. The consumer issue involves the loss of trust. People may question the producer's safety practices and feel worried about buying their products again. The economic loss is that recalls are very expensive. The creamery had to refund customers, destroy their products, and handle the cost of the recall process. On top of that, they experience a loss of reputation, which can affect sales long after the recall is over. Norma represents customers who feel disappointed and concerned when a favorite product is recalled. This shows how recalls affect people emotionally and not just financially. And here's what she had to say.
Hello, my name is Norma Herrera, and I did buy the cheese. It did make me sick. It just makes me, as a consumer, I am worried about the quality of products. Of course, I want more organic, but it just needs to be monitored better to ensure that it's good to eat.
Seth's comments show how some consumers might not fully understand the risk of raw milk products. Education is important so people can make informed choices and understand why food safety rules exist.
I think that the company distributing the cheese should have better time temperature control at their warehouse, and they should be more careful on how they distribute it to their buyers, because stuff like this happens and it affects small businesses. It makes them lose money, and it affects innocent people where they can get sick. And
Thank you for listening. As always, my goal is to help explain how recalls happen and how we can prevent foodborne illnesses.